First Contact Protocol. The Galactic Unity Assembly's grand chamber hummed with anticipation. Representatives from 47 advanced civilizations gathered in the crystalline halls of Stellar Station Omega, their diverse forms creating a tapestry of evolution itself. Today marked a historic moment. Humanity's formal introduction to galactic society. Ambassador Velnock of the Celestian Collective adjusted her phosphorescent robes, her forearms moving in practiced harmony. The humans arrive in 3 standard units, she announced, her melodic voice carrying across the chamber. Remember, they are newcomers. Show patience with their primitive ways. The assembled beings murmured agreement. The Therian delegates, resembling living storms contained in humanoid shapes, flickered with amusement. The stone-like Gorvak remained motionless, their patience legendary. Even the aggressive Zephyrid warriors had promised to restrain their natural hostility. Director Krenval, the station's 8-tentacled administrator, activated the arrival protocols. Standard first contact procedures are in effect. The humans will dock at Bay 7. Security teams maintain respectful distance. The quantum sensors detected an anomaly before the ship appeared. Energy readings spiked beyond recognition, causing several monitoring systems to recalibrate frantically. Then space itself seemed to bend, and a vessel materialized without using any known FTL method. Impossible, whispered Chief Scientist Korbath of the Nexari. They bypassed our detection grid entirely. The human ship defied conventional design, sleek and predatory. Its hull seemed to absorb light while simultaneously reflecting it in impossible ways. No visible weapons, yet every instinct screamed danger. 5 figures emerged from the docking bay. They wore identical charcoal suits, perfectly tailored, moving with synchronized precision that suggested military training. Leading them was a woman with steel-gray eyes and prematurely white hair pulled back severely. Dr. Sarah Chen, she introduced herself, her voice carrying an edge that made several delegates unconsciously step back. Chief Negotiator for Earth. These are my colleagues, Mr. James Wright, Military Analyst, Dr. Yuki Tanaka, Cultural Specialist, Ms. Amara Okafor, Economic Advisor, and Dr. Pavel Volkov, Technological Liaison. Each human nodded slightly as introduced, their eyes scanning the assembly with an intensity that felt invasive. They positioned themselves in the chamber's center, forming a perfect pentagon that somehow commanded the entire space. We appreciate this opportunity, Dr. Chen continued, activating a holographic display with a gesture. Earth has observed your galactic unity for quite some time. We're here to discuss integration. The word hung in the air like a threat. The presentation began innocuously enough. Images of Earth, its blue oceans and green continents. Charts showing human development, carefully edited to seem less aggressive than reality. Population statistics, technological milestones, cultural achievements. But something felt wrong. Dr. Tanaka moved among the delegates, seemingly making small talk, yet her questions probed with surgical precision. Mr. Wright's eyes tracked every security position, every defensive capability. Ms. Okafor's fingers danced over a slim device, analyzing economic data streams with frightening efficiency. Your species has interesting conflict resolution methods, Dr. Tanaka mentioned to the Therian delegate, her smile not reaching her eyes. The bioelectric dampening fields, ingenious. Though I notice they operate on a very specific frequency range. The Therian's form flickered nervously. How had she detected their most classified defensive system? Dr. Volkov approached the Nexari scientists, engaging them in technical discussion. Within minutes, he'd identified critical flaws in their quantum communication network, offering suggestions that sounded more like tactical assessments. The presentation shifted. Dr. Chen's holographs now showed human history, but not the sanitized version initially presented. Wars, conflicts, technological leaps born from necessity. Each crisis that should have destroyed humanity had instead forged them into something harder, sharper. We learned early, Dr. Chen explained, her voice carrying a predatory calm, that adaptation is survival, that understanding your enemy completely is the path to victory. Or, she paused, smiling coldly, partnership. The economic analysis began next. Ms. Okafor stepped forward, her presentation devastating in its simplicity. She dissected the Galactic Unity's trade networks, exposed inefficiencies, highlighted dependencies. Each observation cut deeper than the last. Your economic model is fascinating, she said, fingers dancing across haptic controls. Based on mutual benefit and trust, admirable, vulnerable. The last word dropped like a stone into still water. The humans had mapped every trade route, analyzed every resource flow, identified every critical choke point. The assembled representatives began to realize these weren't diplomats. They were scouts, analysts, predators studying prey. Mr. Wright's turn came next. His presentation focused on security cooperation, but each slide revealed Earth's terrifying military evolution, not through superior firepower but through adaptation, tactics, psychological warfare. Humans excel at pattern recognition, he explained casually. We see weaknesses others miss. For instance, the Zephyrid warrior caste's honor code creates predictable behavior patterns. The Gorvak's defensive formations have 7 critical blind spots. The Celestian's empathic abilities can be overwhelmed with contradictory emotional inputs. The chamber fell silent. In hours, these 5 humans had dissected civilizations that had existed for millennia. They had identified every strength, cataloged every weakness, mapped every vulnerability. You're not here to join us, Ambassador. Velnok finally spoke, her musical voice strained. You're here to evaluate us. Dr. Chen's smile was sharp enough to cut. We're here to propose a new paradigm. Your galactic unity operates on consensus, mutual benefit, shared growth. Admirable principles, but inefficient. She gestured, and the holographic display transformed. New organizational charts, power structures, resource allocations. A complete reimagining of galactic civilization with humanity at its center. We offer optimization, direction, leadership. Each word precisely chosen, each concept a weapon. Earth doesn't seek membership in your unity. We offer to transform it into something greater. The 5 humans stood in their pentagon formation, no longer pretending to be diplomats. They were exactly what Earth had sent. Predators in expensive suits armed with tablets instead of weapons, using words as precisely as any blade. Director Krenval's tentacles writhed in distress. This is not a diplomatic mission. This is an invasion. No, Dr. Chen corrected, her tone almost gentle. This is evolution. Natural selection on a galactic scale. We studied your histories, your cultures, your weaknesses, not to destroy you, but to perfect you. Under human guidance. The other humans began interfacing with various systems, their infiltration so subtle it had gone unnoticed. Dr. Volkov had already accessed the station's core systems. Ms. Okafor was rewriting trade, algorithms in real time. Dr. Tanaka's psychological profiles were being uploaded to Earth's quantum networks. You can't do this, protested Chief Scientist Korbath. The Unity has protocols, laws. Laws you created, Mr. Wright interrupted. Protocols based on assumptions of good faith. Defensive strategies that assume conventional threats. We are none of those things. The realization settled over the assembly like a funeral shroud. Humanity hadn't sent ambassadors. They'd sent architects of a new order, predators who understood that the greatest hunt required patience, study, and perfect timing. Dr. Chen raised her hand, and every human device in the chamber activated simultaneously. Screens filled with data, analyses, psychological profiles, economic projections, military assessments. The complete dissection of galactic civilization laid bare. Earth extends an invitation, she announced. Join us in creating something unprecedented, or maintain your current path and face inevitable stagnation. Natural selection doesn't stop at planetary boundaries. The humans stood ready, their presence filling the chamber despite being vastly outnumbered. They'd walked into the heart of galactic power with nothing but keen minds and sharper instincts, and somehow, impossibly, they controlled the room. The galactic unity had expected primitive diplomats, perhaps aggressive but manageable. Instead, Earth had sent its most dangerous predators, the ones who killed with spreadsheets and cultural analysis, who conquered through understanding rather than force, predators wearing perfectly tailored ties. The predators reveal themselves. The silence in the assembly chamber stretched like a drawn bowstring. 47 civilizations, each with their own proud histories spanning millennia, found themselves facing 5 humans who had systematically deconstructed their entire existence in mere hours. Dr. Chen touched her earpiece. Phase 2 initiated. The holographic displays shifted, revealing Earth's true face. Not the blue marble they'd initially shown, but a world transformed. Orbital installations that defied physics. Surface structures that merged seamlessly with nature while radiating power. Atmosphere modifications that suggested planetary engineering on an unprecedented scale. You wondered how we arrived undetected. Dr. Volkov began, his accent crisp. Your FTL technology bends space. Ours steps outside it entirely. We've been observing you for 73 years, studying from dimensions your physics haven't yet discovered. Ambassador Velnok's forearms trembled. 73 years? That's impossible. Our sensors detect what they're designed to detect, Mr. Wright finished. Human military doctrine prioritizes information above firepower. Why build bigger weapons when you can ensure the enemy never knows you exist? The Zephyrid warrior delegate, Craxtor, stepped forward aggressively. Enough words. You speak of predators, but we are warriors. What makes you think? His words cut off as Dr. Tanaka moved. Not quickly, not threateningly, just a subtle shift in posture, a slight tilt of her head. Craxtor froze, his warrior instincts screaming warnings his conscious mind couldn't process. Micro-expressions, she explained calmly. Pheromone manipulation, subsonic frequency modulation. Your species evolved to fight threats you can see. We evolved to be threats you can't perceive until it's too late. She produced a small device, no larger than a pen. This has been recording and analyzing your biometrics since you entered. Heart rate, electromagnetic field fluctuations, neural firing patterns. In 90 seconds, I've learned more about Zephyrid psychology than your own scientists know. The warrior stepped back, unsettled in ways his culture had no words for. Ms. Okafor continued the revelation. Your economic systems fascinate us. Built on abundance, mutual benefit, shared prosperity. Beautiful concepts, but what happens when scarcity returns? Her fingers danced over control interfaces, and economic models began cascading across the displays. We've run 37 million simulations. In each one, your unity collapses within 50 standard years. Resource depletion, population growth, technological plateaus. You've built a house of cards in a universe with weather. But Earth's economic model, she continued, thrives on competition, adapts to scarcity, transforms crisis into opportunity. We don't just survive challenges. We're strengthened by them. Director Krenval's tentacles curled defensively. You're proposing economic warfare. We're proposing evolution, Dr. Chen corrected. Your peaceful federation was possible because you never faced a truly adaptive predator. Now you have. The eye. Displays showed human colonies spreading across inhospitable worlds, thriving where other species had failed. Space stations in impossible locations, harvesting energy from phenomena others considered too dangerous to approach. Mars was uninhabitable, Dr. Volkov noted. Now it houses 5 billion humans. Venus killed every probe we sent for decades. Now its cloud cities are tourist destinations. Europa's ice concealed an ocean that devoured our first 100 expeditions. Now we farm its depths. Each failure taught us, Mr. Wright added. Each death refined our methods. Your species avoid danger. We seek it out, study it, master it. The Gorvak delegate, a being of living stone named Grath, spoke for the first time. You speak of mastery, but at what cost? Your history shows endless conflict, suffering, destruction. Dr. Chen's expression didn't change. Yes, and each conflict eliminated the weak, refined the strong, advanced the species. Your peaceful evolution took millions of years. Our violent one achieved more in thousands. She gestured, and new data filled the air. Human neural plasticity exceeds any known species. Our immune systems adapt faster. Our psychological resilience processes trauma into strength. We are not naturally superior. We made ourselves superior through selective pressure. The Therian delegate's energy form flickered anxiously. You're describing deliberate cultivation of aggression, paranoia, competition, survival traits, Dr. Tanaka interrupted. What you call paranoia, we call situational awareness. Your empathic abilities are remarkable, but they make you vulnerable to emotional manipulation. Your peaceful nature is admirable, but it left you unprepared for predators. She smiled, and several delegates instinctively moved away. We're not proposing conquest, we're offering partnership. But partnership with humans means accepting our nature and letting us reshape yours. The 5 humans moved in perfect coordination, taking new positions that somehow made the vast chamber feel smaller, more confined. They'd done nothing overtly threatening, yet every alien present felt hunted. Mr. Wright activated a new display. Human military history, 20,000 years of conflict, each generation learning from the last. We've fought with rocks, blades, bullets, atoms, antimatter, and concepts you haven't imagined. But our greatest weapon was always adaptation. The display showed battle after battle, war after war. But the focus wasn't on weapons or tactics. It was on innovation, psychological evolution, the transformation of human nature itself through conflict. Your species achieved peace by eliminating aggression, he continued. We achieved survival by perfecting it. Now we offer that perfection to the galaxy. Dr. Volkov stepped forward. Observe. He touched his temple, and his eyes briefly glowed with an inner light. Every screen in the chamber flickered as he interfaced directly with the station's systems. Human neural augmentation. Not replacing biology with technology, but merging them. We become our tools. The Nexari scientists recoiled. Their species prized pure intellectual achievement, viewing technological augmentation as cheating. Yet, they couldn't deny the effectiveness as Dr. Volkov casually demonstrated capabilities beyond their most advanced systems. Your turn, Ms. Okafor announced. Each of you will receive a personalized analysis, economic optimization plans for your civilizations, under human guidance, of course. Data streams targeted each delegation. The Celestians saw how their empathic networks could be weaponized for perfect coordination. The Zephyrid learned how their warrior culture could evolve beyond physical combat into strategic dominance. The Gorvak discovered defensive possibilities they'd never imagined. Each revelation was tailored, precise, irresistible. The humans weren't conquering through force. They were seducing through possibility. You fear us, Dr. Chen observed. Good. Fear is evolution's first teacher. But we offer more than fear. We offer transformation. The question is, are you brave enough to evolve? The assembly chamber had become a crucible. 47 civilizations faced a choice that wasn't really a choice at all. Join humanity's vision or face obsolescence in a galaxy where adaptive predators now sat at the table. Ambassador Velnok spoke for many. What guarantee do we have that humanity won't simply dominate us? Dr. Chen's smile was almost warm. None. But consider the alternative. You've seen our capabilities, our nature. Do you think we'll simply leave if you refuse? We are already here, already inside your systems, your cultures, your minds. The choice isn't whether to accept human influence. It's whether to make that influence partnership or conquest. The 5 humans stood ready, patient as only apex predators could be. They'd shown their teeth, demonstrated their skills, revealed just enough of their nature to make resistance seem futile and cooperation appear attractive. Days of debate would follow. Committees would form. Votes would be taken. But the outcome was predetermined the moment 5 humans in perfect suits walked into the chamber and began dissecting galactic civilization with surgical precision. The galactic unity had invited Earth to join them. Instead, Earth had shown them what joining Earth would mean. Not absorption or conquest, but evolution guided by humanity's refined predatory instincts. The assembly dispersed, each delegation carrying with them the weight of realization. The galaxy had expected primitive diplomats from a young species. Instead, Earth had sent its most evolved predators, wearing suits as camouflage and wielding understanding as a weapon more devastating than any fleet. The transformation had begun. And somewhere in the void, Earth waited patiently for its new partners to accept what they had already become, subjects in humanity's grand experiment in guided galactic evolution. Dr. Chen's final words echoed in the empty chamber. "Welcome to the future. It has sharp teeth and wears expensive ties."